Hi, everybody. It is January 28th, 2022. Bear with me as I do this video because I've started this a couple times and I still can't wrap my head around what the fuck happened. This is one of the most elaborate scams I've ever seen on eBay. I recorded this once as it was happening, but I just spent half my time just staring at the screen, trying to think, what the fuck are they doing? How is this going to work out? How is this scam working? It was confusing. And I was mind blown. I was almost impressed. I still, even I tried to record this once already, and I got 12 minutes in, and then I realized, no, the reason I said the guy opened his claim is wrong. Because I was trying to think, how would this have worked? And then I kind of sound like an idiot telling my story, because I'm was it item not as described case, or no, item not as received case, but he would have been refunded. I was trying to remember why he would have been refunded, and then I sound stupid, but then 12 minutes in, I'm like, no, it was a not as described case, because this is how the refund would have worked. Anyways, just bear with me as I go through this. So, when I package my items, it's very hard for me to mix something up. I have mixed things up in the past. It hasn't happened for about 5 years because I have a system, a 2-step quality control to make sure I don't mix anything up. And it works very well. And if I do happen to slap the wrong label on something, I catch it. I always catch it. And I can go back through everything, double check, make sure everything else is good. So, when I got this message from this buyer on December 17th or 18th or whenever it was, I was like, oh my God, how did I fuck this up? And there would have been 3 similar looking packages going out that day too. So I started to get really worried that there would have been a 3-way mix up. But this buyer sends a message and he says, oh, I just received this and it was this other item in the package. Remember, I'm not going to tell you what items are because I have too damn many stalkers. And then shit like this is what happens if you have buyer stalkers. And I know we do. So I don't know. I still don't know if we were targeted or if this was just some random person who scammed us. I went through 2 of our accounts. One was under my name, one was under Steve's name. Actually 3 accounts. There's 3 accounts involved. So, and my accounts, the way they're set, you might figure out that they're the same person. Probably not unless you've actually bought something. But you might. If you're really following it, you may. I don't know. We're not trying to hide anything. But just the way I have my listings formatted, it's a little bit different than on Steve's account, how they're formatted there. Things just got set up different. But anyways. So, okay, buyer number 1. No, let's go back. Buyer number 1 sends a message to one of Steve's accounts early December asking if we could guarantee this item for the certain franchise would be there by Christmas because it's a Christmas gift. And we said, no, it should be, but we can't promise anything because there has been UPS delays. He never responded again, and about 5 minutes later, he buys a different item from that franchise from my account. And I think how things are set, the shipping times, I know this is one of the formatting things for shipping options and stuff that are displayed differently. But he never did ask any questions on the one he bought on my account. He just went and bought it. Wasn't worried or anything. And then about 5 minutes later, on Steve's other account, a completely different item sells. I shouldn't say completely different item. So the item he bought from me, like let's say we're talking DVDs. Like let's say he bought a Star Wars DVD, and then this other person on Steve's account goes and buys a Lord of the Rings DVD. Like same item, different franchise. Because some people collect franchise stuff, some people collect item stuff. Still, no red flags. Like nothing to make us think they weren't even in the same state. Nothing to make you think this was connected in any way. It's Christmas time and sales at this Christmas. I don't know if anybody else had this, but it was a lot of start and go. Like you would have like days and nothing, and then like 3 or 4 days of just craziness. So yeah. Yeah, there's the message, buys on my account, and then a second account buys from Steve's account. And that was a newer account, like 20 feedback or something. So December 17th or 18th, I get a message from buyer number 1, and he says he got the wrong item. And he says it's this item that was bought from the other buyer on Steve's account. And so I'm thinking, like, this wouldn't be somebody who would know, because I never had that listed. Like, somebody watching my account probably wouldn't know. Nothing's giving me red flags that this could be somebody, like, the type of person who'd be targeting us. Usually I see, like, their feedback and say, oh, hey, look, it's feedback from all these other people who have been harassing us. Like, no red flags. Oh, my God, he knows that's the item. I screwed up. Not sure how I did, but hey, sounds like I did. So I apologize profusely. I'm like, hey, they haven't got theirs yet. I'm going to contact them. If you can ship to them, I'm sure they'll ship to you. I can reimburse you for shipping costs or whatever. Like, we'll get this figured out. And at first he's like, yeah, I just need to get the item. And then he says something about there's no rush because he needs it for a wedding in January. So it's like it went from needing it for Christmas. Now he needs it for January. Whatever. But yeah, go to message, get into Steve's account to message buyer number 2 to explain to them what's going to happen. And in that time, or shortly after, buyer number 1 opens a case. But anyways, message buyer number 2 and said, hey, when you get this, can you just open it up? This is what's going on. I've already talked to them. They'll send your item to you if you can send theirs to them. But can you just open it up to make sure it's their item you got? Because there was a third item that would have been in similar packaging that I hope we don't have a 3-way mix-up. And I think this was a Friday. I think I thought she would get it on the Monday, or maybe she's supposed to get the next day. I don't remember, but anyway, she's super understanding. Says this is a personal item, so also no rush. Didn't need it by Christmas, so there was some relief. But yeah, in the meantime, now all of a sudden, buyer number 1 has opened a case with eBay, even though we were already communicating and it seemed like we could work this all out. Case is open. So, and it was okay, damn it, see, now I'm getting mixed up again. It was an item not as described case. Because how that would have worked is he had to return the item, and when a buyer returns an item to you and they've said it's not as described, they just get refunded as soon as it comes back. So, I changed my return shipping address to buyer number 2's address, and I was able to hack the NetParcel system and print off a shipping label. And I send that to him. So all he would have had was this other buyer's name and address. And I checked it. If you ran that through Google, you weren't finding them. You weren't finding their phone numbers. You weren't finding anything about them. So he gets that. And then all of a sudden I said to him, like, I really wish we could have just kept communicating, because now you've actually made this really hard for for how we're going to resolve this. I said, and it actually took me like a day just to think this over about how the hell this was even going to work. Like I had to really wrap my head around this. And then I messaged him back. I'm like, yeah, no. So basically, because you have the case open, you have to return that item, but it's not coming back to me. That's my return address. You're sending it to buyer number 2. But I said at that point, you're going to be refunded on this. And buyer number 2 will be sending your item back to me because you've opened this case. And they're kind of freaking out a little bit. But I said, like, I hear you and this sucks. Because at this point, I'm still thinking I fucked up. But I said, unfortunately, though, because you opened that case, options aren't just limited. Like, this is the only option. Like, you are being refunded. So I can't just, like, this sucks and I feel bad, but I can't give you a free, like, $300 and some item. So, anyways, it's a bit of back and forth communication again. And then he says, well, what if I close the case? And yeah, this is definitely some manipulation here. Because he's saying, well, what if I close a case? And I said, well, that would be on you completely. Because I said, once you close a case, you can't open it again. So that would be on you if you felt comfortable closing it. And then he starts asking me for the other buyer's information. Well, can I have their phone number? I want to talk to them. Can I have their username? I want to message them. I'd feel more comfortable about this if I could talk to them. I said, you don't need to contact them. I said, this is going through me. I can't be giving out their information. Like that's not going to happen. I've talked to them. They want to work things out, but and like I could show them the messages too, like without showing usernames and stuff. But I said I can't. Like they're not. If you're holding their item ransom, why are they going to work with you? Kind of thing. So, anyways, it's kind of left at that, and then he closes his case, but he still refuses to ship anything. In the meantime, I'm still communicating with buyer number 2. She has now received her item, or his item. It was a woman's name, I think, on the account, but yeah, it's the same guy. Spoiler alert, it's the same guy. So anyways, she just keeps saying, well, I'm going to send it to him. I'm going to send it to him. And I'm trying to tell her and explain this and show her, like, no, he's opened a case. And even once he closed his case, like, he knew he had other options. Like, he knew he had chargeback options and PayPal case options. Like, he still knew that wasn't the end of it. So she's not getting her item, but she's telling me she still has to send that one to him. And I'm like, no. He's going to get refunded. Plus, he's not giving you your item. And now we're also having to refund her because he's just sitting there saying, no, I'm refusing. And we're not getting anywhere. So her item was about $100. It was a lot less. And it was actually already being sold. Like, we weren't making anything off of it. Just to try to move some dead stock kind of thing. But yeah, we'd already refunded her. I said, like, we've already refunded you. This is all tied up. But yeah, like she wanted to send it. I was like, no, that needs to come back because he's going to end up getting refunded. It is so screwed up between all these accounts. While we're going back and forth on all these messages between my account and his account and Steve's account and this woman's account, he slips up. And we realize this is all the same guy. He's controlling both of these accounts. I forget what the hell he said, but he said something about that he talked to her or something like that. And I was like, well, how the hell would you have talked to her? And then, I forget how the hell he said it went, but I'm like, no, you'd have no way of knowing who that was. You can't see who has bought anything. Buyer information is all hidden. All you had was a name and an address. Like, you didn't get her phone number, and he had no good answer to it. And I think he's just saying, oh, you gave it to me. You gave it to me. I didn't give it to him. Yeah, that was what he kept saying. You gave it to me. I didn't give you nothing. But yeah, he totally slipped up, and it was very obvious this was all the same buyer, and I was just fucking pissed. But yeah, the second account though, he's still pretending he's not, and I was like, well then send it back. Oh yeah, oh, that's actually something else I have to do. No, that was a shipping label. She got a shipping label too. I was able to get a shipping label for that to come back to Canada, and she was provided that label somewhere in there, and she still refused to send it back. Like, it's like, even after saying, hey, look, this guy's a case open, he's gonna get refunded, and she's like, well, I still want him to have it. It's like she was just more than willing to fuck us over. She was just so concerned about this other guy, even when she was seeing the messages where he's just basically just saying, no, fuck everybody. But it makes sense though when you realize it's all the same person. Like, then it makes sense why somebody be like, oh yes, let's like this guy, let's be in his team. So yeah. Yeah, still, I'm still like fucking mind blowing over this. But yeah, that's where we're at. The chargeback, it's gone through a chargeback now. That's open. Yeah, and she was just refunded. But yeah, almost $500 in total, over $500. Like, once you, because yeah, actually no, I think I knew at the point. I did know at the point that it's the same person when I gave her the shipping label, because I even said at that point, I'm like, fuck it, like I want to know how this plays out, because I think she'd asked for it or something, and I was like, I want to know what happens. I want to see what I get back. Like, I was all in. I was already ripped off like $500, and I was going to spend the extra $40 just to see how it ended. And that was it. They got shipping labels. They never shipped anything. But they had their stuff. So yeah, if you have a buyer, and there's the thing, like, how would you connect the dots, and how would you prove it? Like, unless you keep communication going, and somebody slips up. But yeah, how easy is that for a buyer to, even if you only have one selling account, one buyer could very easily create two to buy two things from you, and then say you mix them up. And most sellers like me would be like, oh my god, I screwed up. How can I fix this? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. Comment if you have any ideas how sellers could. I just squirted myself with my juice box. How sellers could keep tabs on that, or do anything about it, or know if that was happening. Like, I really don't know. Yeah, I'm out of ideas, but there's a story anyways. I have a couple other chargeback stories I'm going to tell. It's like 2 a.m. I'm not tired. I might just keep going, getting videos caught up, stories caught up. Okay, anyways, thank you for watching. If you have questions about how exactly things were, what was happening, comment, ask. It's so fucked up and confusing though. Anyways, okay, thanks for watching. Bye.